don't mean it. You just need some TLC, THC, get Hennessy, yeah that's me. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Let me know, let me know.
Hey girl, listen, I don't know what is going on because every time I try to come in here and talk to you, something happens. Now listen, it is raining like it's not even rain, it's like icing. Is that a thing? Let me know down below in the comments. Listen, I'm in the state of Florida, and you guys, I know all over the place. Let me know. Tell me this. Where are you from? Where are you at right now? And what is the weather like where you're from? Right now here, it's about 45 degrees. And for Florida, girl, that is cold. We don't do that kind of cold. You understand what I'm saying? I am having a little bit of, this is my breakfast. Mind you, it is 1:38 right now. And, sorry, 12:38 right now. And I'm having a strawberry light and fit yogurt. Now, let's just go ahead and discuss the elephant in the room. I'm not even finna sit up here and lie to y'all. Y'all know me. I always keep it very honest and very transparent. So let's just talk about it. I know I said no more Starbucks coffee because I was going to take my Starbucks coffee money and save it. But let me tell you what happened. God meant for me to have Starbucks coffee. I'm about to tell you why. So, just when I thought that I was not going to have no more Starbucks coffee, tell me why my girl Paisley, hey girl, sent me a $10, what is this called? Gift card for Starbucks. They sent me to say, hey Joy, I love you. Here's a $10 gift card for Starbucks. I was like, wow, thank you so much. Let me tell you what happened, okay? I go and pull up to Starbucks, right? And I proceed to wait. And it was a little bit of a wait. But we get to the window. The lady says to me, ma'am, the gentleman in front of you has this for you, and hands me like a little piece of paper and says he paid for your coffee. And I was like, but wait, it's like my coffee got paid for twice because my friend Paisley hit me up and was like, here girl, drink your damn Starbucks. I guess she was probably tired of me, spazzing out and was like, listen, you need your coffee. So she paid for my coffee, and then when I got to the Starbucks, this man in front of me paid for my coffee. So what I did was I took the gift card that she had given me, and I paid for the person behind me. And the lady kind of was like, the lady at the window was like, okay. And I was like, well, I'll pay for the I said, how much is it? And I think their thing was like $9 or something like that. I didn't ask what they got. I just asked how much was their thing, the people that were behind me. And she was like $9. So I paid for their Starbucks. So pass it on, y'all. I feel like basically my excuse is I feel like God wanted me to have this coffee because it was paid for twice. And then I still passed it on. And I text Paisley and was like, girl, guess how somebody just paid for my coffee. But anyway, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you're having an amazing day. I know it's a little bit rainy and cloudy. Well, in my neck of the woods, it's rainy and cloudy and cold, which is so unusual for us. Wherever you are, if you're dealing with snow, I know it can kind of make things be a little bit gloomy. It kind of affects your mood when the weather's not quite right. But hopefully you'll enjoy this car chat. Listen, I've been trying to do this car chat for 3 days now, y'all. Every single time I go to do it, something happens. I've been so busy, like back to back meetings. I've got a meeting today, just one meeting today, at 2:30-ish. So I won't be long before you. Hopefully we'll just be chit-chatting for about 30 to 45 minutes, and I can still get this video uploaded today while you're at work. So what I like to do with my car chats, just in case you're new and this is your first time tuning in, first of all, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. You are so appreciated. I love you guys so much. And the amount of care that you guys show me really, really means a lot to me. It definitely keeps me going when I have those days where I'm like, you know what, I'm not sure if this is for me. I'm not sure if this is what I really want to do, because there's the time where I was so super passionate about YouTube, and I've always been passionate about YouTube because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a businesswoman. Going for me, has been important to me is being independent and being able to be a representation for other women who look like me. If you're plus size, if you may not be traditionally shaped, if you may be minority, maybe you can look at me and see something that you can relate to. And the reason why I really, really love you guys so much, and why I consistently do this, is because I feel like you allow me to be me. You're not mean to me. You don't tell me, you don't try to control me and change who I am and make me fit what you desire to be as a person. Like, to me, that's the only thing that really is kind of difficult, and it doesn't really make sense to me, because people who are in my life, I allow those people to be who they are. I love people to be just the way they are, no matter what I go through with Bae. Like, that's another reason why I really I care about him a lot, is because one thing about it, Bae gonna let me be me. And he wants me, he even told me, I'm gonna share this is kind of like private, but I'm gonna share this. And he was like, baby, I want to be a better man, and I really love you because you pushed me to be a better man. He was like, without you, I wouldn't be the way that I am. And he's like, I love you because you don't, he said, basically, I love you because you don't take my shit. He was like, you hold me accountable. And he was like, I really need that. And I was like, and I love you because of the opposite. You take my shit. It's so crazy, like, how you find someone, and then when you go through different situations, you learn to appreciate that person more for different reasons. Because, like, I love him for the exact opposite. Like, he never ever complains. Well, let me think. The only time he complains about things about me is when he tells me, babe, don't take it personal. He's like, babe, don't take this personal. Not with him and I, but just when things happen to me, I'm very, like, I'm an empath. I'm very empathic. I'm very, I'm God made me to be the type of person that I'm just very in tune to other people's feelings. I care about other people's feelings. And I have tried to before pretend to not care about other people, but that's just not who I am. Like, even if you're my enemy, I care about you. Like, I can't help that. That's who God made me. You know how sometimes people, they love it, just in my culture, from what I've come across, it's like if you're too caring or too kind or too loving, they like to label you as simp. Like a simp, is that it? Or needy, or desperate. They love to put those types of negative connotations around you when you really care about people. But I feel like God made me who I am for a reason, and I feel like my life has meaning and it has purpose. And even I'm not for everybody, and that's okay, but for those who I am for, I'm thankful that I'm able to pour into you guys' life. That's why I do these. I don't do these card chats for me, because whenever you guys brought it to me and said, hey, I really liked it, you guys showed me a card chat. It was another couple actually that was sitting in the car, and they were talking, and I really enjoyed it. And they were like, Joy, I really wish you would do this, because if you guys remember, I used to do a motivational Monday. I also used to do a video, a cooking show video that I really enjoyed, but I stopped doing that. I used to have panel talks and just all kinds of really fun, creative ways for us to connect. I didn't want to just have a YouTube channel. I wanted to find my tribe. That was what was important to me. Not just having a YouTube channel, but being a representation and find my tribe. And I get it. I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. But the thing that I find interesting is that you still watch me, though. You still watch. When I don't like something, or I don't like someone, or I find someone to be, like, I have a disdain for something, I don't watch them, you know? So it's like, my card chats are for the queens that have come into my life by the way of the internet. I'm blessed to know you guys. I'm still getting to know you guys. Some of you are new, but this is just kind of like our place to connect with each other. And I just want to always make sure I'm letting you guys know how much I appreciate you, how much I thank you for letting me be me, and how much I appreciate us not being dragged into just a whole completely different side of YouTube that I'm just not interested in. So I love you guys, and I just want to make sure I tell you that. But today, what I want to talk to you about is hidden talents. I think was what I said I was going to name this little, it's almost like I don't know if you guys know, but I wanted to do a podcast at one time, right? And I wanted to call my podcast, I'm not going to say, but I had a podcast that I wanted to do, and it was strictly just about conversations, right? And for whatever reason, I want you guys to watch and pay attention to, like, how I do my content, and how when I make certain moves, certain things happen, right? And I just want you to just watch how when I start progressing or I make certain moves, you'll see. But for whatever reason, my card chats enrages people. Every time I do them, I get the most, like, negativity. Now, mind you, I can try on clothes. I can do giveaways. I can do all these other things that other people seem as beneficial. But when you do card chats, when you do things that stretch you and make you think and show that you're not ignorant, and that you're intelligent, sometimes people take things the wrong way. So I can't be responsible for the way people take things. I can only be responsible for the message that I feel like is important. And it's something that I really want us to think about, is kind of on the lines, like I said, of a podcast. It's kind of like a card chat, but it was originally thought of like kind of like a podcast. Anyway, so hidden talents is kind of what I want to talk about, because I noticed that whenever I go through a situation where I feel like I'm not being accepted, or I'm being ostracized or persecuted for just being myself, typically the first thing that I have wanted to do traditionally is be a recluse. I just recluse myself. I'll just, go over here in the corner and minimize myself. I will, pretend like I don't know anything. There's been times, like on jobs, where I pretend like I don't know things, because I know the moment that I say that I have certain designations and certain licenses and certain education, like when I was just trying on clothes and I was just a fat girl that people thought, when I was just, trying on clothes and people didn't really know like what I have going on, it's like people will accept you as long as they feel like you're beneath them, right? But the moment that they feel like, oh, you're educated, or oh, you are talented in this area, or oh, you're well spoken, then it's like you go into this level of becoming threatening. And when you're then threatening, and I think this happens a lot to like very intelligent, well-spoken Black women. I know for me, I've met a lot of Black women who are intelligent and well-spoken, but they tend, and especially if they're plus size, they tend to shrink their personalities. Like, I have friends that I know that are just, I guess maybe I'm on the outside looking in, so it's kind of unfair for me to say like, oh, but you're so beautiful, you're so smart, you're so talented, why don't you do this, 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 and this? And they just look at me like, girl, no, I'm staying over here, I'm in my corner, I don't want to be bothered, I don't want nobody saying nothing to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys have experienced that, but if you can put it down below in the comments and talk to me and let me know, I would love to hear your story. I had a queen that messaged me. This is kind of a little bit where hidden talent topic came from. I had a queen that messaged me, and I really wish that I could show you guys her picture, but out of respect, I'm not going to do that. And she told me that she's not plus size. She's absolutely gorgeous. Not plus size, not, doesn't have a weight. In my opinion, this is all my opinion and my perspective. In my opinion, I don't feel like she has a weight problem, okay? I feel like she's absolutely, to me, what leading society standards would say would be like the epitome of like a perfect size, you know? Like maybe, I don't know her size, but I would say maybe an 8 or a 10. If I'm wrong, girl, please don't be mad at me. But basically, she said to me that she really likes watching me because it's inspired her to start back fixing herself up. And when she told me this originally, of course, she was messaging me on Instagram. So I didn't go. I should have, but I didn't go immediately look at her picture. I just was, reading her message because y'all know I've got thousands of messages in my Instagram. So, and then another thing, Instagram puts your messages in this secret ninja place where it doesn't always show them to me. It's so weird. It's like people message me today and I get it, and then other people have messaged me a year ago and I don't get it until like now. And it's like, what the hell? Like, I don't know how Instagram works with its DMs, but anyway. So she messaged me and she said, "Hey, Joy, I just want to let you know I really appreciate you because you're helping me to want to dress up again." And I was like, well, wow, thank you. I'm glad. I want you to love yourself and love your body and dress up. And she said, well, the reason why I stopped dressing up, she said, I used to dress up every single day. She said, I would get up, do my makeup, do my hair, whatever. And she said, but every single time she would dress up, and she said she was very conservative in her dress, but she would wear things that were nice, that fit her body, lashes, makeup, hair, all of that. But every time she would dress up, she said she would get written up at work for something not like dress code related, but just something stupid, something she did on her case, or something she didn't do on time, or not submitting her time card correct. Like, she said that her boss, every single time she would dress up, she felt like would call her into the office with something to complain about. She said, but she noticed that when she started not dressing up, wearing her hair in a ponytail, not wearing earrings, when she started like just wearing jeans, I think she said she started just wearing like jeans on Fridays and a t-shirt, and then during the week she just started wearing like pants and sweaters and stuff. And she said when she started doing that, she noticed that she stopped getting written up. And I was like, now wait a minute, girl. And she sent me a picture, like a picture of her face without like any makeup or whatever. In my opinion, you're beautiful. I feel like you look, y'all, I wish I could show you. I hate when I'm talking about something and I can't show you because I'm a visual learner. I don't like to hear about something. Like, how some people are audible, they need to hear it. I'm a visual person. I just need to see it. Just show it to me and I can do it myself. I need to do it myself and see it. But when I say this lady is so gorgeous to me, like, just beautiful complexion, big doughy eyes, beautiful hair, like natural, not locks, but like, not twists. What is it? It's like if you braid the hair and then you take it out and then it's curly. What is that called? Is that a twist out? I don't know. Is it a twist out, girl? But it's her natural, like how I wear my big curly wig. I'm trying to describe her to you. When I wear my big curly wig, it's not like a braid, but it's like a coil. Anyway, it's beautiful natural hair, very beautiful in the face, just gorgeous, big eyes, full lips, just beautiful. And y'all know I'm a sucker for a lady with a gap. I don't care what y'all say. If you got a gap, excuse me, if you got a gap, to me that's cute. I just find it cute. Maybe because before my teeth, before my accident, I had a little bitty gap. It was cute. And I complained about it, and now look, I had a gap before, and now I'm complaining about something else. Anyway, so this young lady, just beautiful, kind of give you like a, not Erykah Badu, but like a India Arie vibe, like, you know, very natural sister, but like just beautiful, right? And you know how you can see somebody and they just have that vibe and that charismaticness about them. That's kind of vibe I got from her. And she's very quiet, you know, very laid back, not the type of person to just be loud like here I am, but when you see them, their presence kind of takes up like a presence, you know. And I was just like, damn, she's beautiful. This is what I'm thinking. And she's typing, you know, the bubble, and I'm like anxious because I'm like, what is she saying, you know, because the little gray bubbles are going. And so she's like, every time, she's like, as soon as I stop dressing up, she was like, as soon as I stop wearing my hair like out and curly and pretty and styled, she was like, I feel like I stopped getting like in trouble, or I stopped getting, you know, picked on. And she said it just made me feel like I needed to hide myself in order to get by. And I don't know if you guys have ever felt this way. And I did ask her if it was okay if we talk about this. Please excuse the noise. It is raining. But yeah, I had to take a call really quick. But anyway, so this young lady felt like every single time she dressed up or she brought any attention to herself, there was always a problem, and there was always something negative going on. And she got into the habit, based on that, of wanting to just minimalize herself, because she felt like every single time that she tried to dress up or look nice, or like, you know, step outside the box and just be who she really was, there was always an issue. But if she just minimalized herself, she was quiet, she wore like just regular plain clothes, then nobody had anything to say, anything negative. She didn't get written up, she didn't get in trouble, she didn't change her work anyway. She did her work the same exact way. And I'm just curious, you guys, have you ever had that experience where you felt like you had to hide who you really were, because if you were your true authentic self, you were going to be bullied for it, or you were going to be picked on for it? I mean, like, for example, I know like my brother is an extremely intelligent person. He's one of those type of people that his IQ is up there, right? And sometimes because he's so intelligent, you know, I feel like people can tend to label him in a negative way. You know, it's not like they appreciate the intelligence, right? So I've seen there have been times when my brother has felt like he had to play dumb in order to not get persecuted. And it just seems, I'm just curious as to, number one, why that is. If anyone has any ideas as to why that is, I'd be curious to know. But what my thoughts would be to those of you who have talents and who are talented is, don't hide your talent. Don't minimalize yourself just to make other people feel comfortable about who they are. You have got to not only love yourself, but love yourself. Meaning, not love, just love yourself. Like, oh, love yourself. It's your self-esteem. Love yourself. Self-esteem, self-esteem, self-esteem. And that's just one thing. Let me just say this. No matter how many times somebody says something, that doesn't make it true. So just because you keep saying the same thing over and over and over, 9 times out of 10, you're saying that because you know it's not true. And you're trying to convince somebody else of that truth. That's not true. So just because something, that's just like if someone says something about you, just because they're saying it over and over and over and over again doesn't make it true. If somebody else chooses to believe a lie, that's on them. That's not on you. Because 9 times out of 10, time will tell. If you're ain't shit ass individual, you can't hide that for very long. The truth will come out. And that's the same thing about hidden talents. If you're a talented person, sometimes our talents, not even sometimes, rarely are our talents for us. Right? 9 times out of 10, our talents are gifts to be used to help someone else. So when you minimalize, and I know it's kind of hard to think about that, and that doesn't really make you feel good, because I actually was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they said to me, Joy, your talents aren't your own, so you really don't have the right to not use them. And I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to hang up in their face, because I was like, what you mean? I have 100% the right to not use them. I don't want to be bothered with this. It's not worth it to me, right? And they were like, well, you really don't have that choice, right? Because your talents are not to be hidden. Your talents, just because they make other people uncomfortable, and just because other people cannot relate, and just because other people are low-key jealous, not even of you, but of the way others treat you. So what's the first thing that somebody who's jealous of the way other people treat you, what's the first thing they're going to do? Try to make other people see you in a different light, so that way they can treat you the way they feel people treat them. That's the first thing that people do. I mean, that's age old. That's like, that goes back to Bible days. Like, you know how people always say, oh, they talked about Jesus. They did, girl. They did. But it's like, come on. That don't really help me feel better. But anyway, if you feel like you are constantly having to minimalize, let's say you're a plus size person, so when you go into an area, you take up space. No matter what, it is what it is. When you're a plus size person, you're going to bring attention. People are going to notice you. And it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, I've gone on friend dates, and I literally have had on all black, okay, glasses, no earrings, no makeup, with all black on, trying to cover myself up, trying to shrink myself as much as I can. And the first thing that somebody does is to be like, hey, how you doing? What you got? I mean, no matter what, the only thing that takes away darkness is light. And if you are a light type person, you cannot hide your light. And you cannot hide your talents. So if you are a creative person and you're an artist, why are you working at a call center? Because, Joy, I got to pay my bills. You're absolutely right. But why not take a chance on yourself? And I'm not preaching to anyone. I'm trying to encourage you. My job is to uplift you and encourage you. And that's why I have the arrows that come against me the way that I do. Because God cares about your encouragement. Your encouragement is important. If you're discouraged, how in the hell are you supposed to make moves? And you're discouraged. It's very difficult to focus and make the right moves and operate in your gift and use your talent when you're discouraged. That's why we have to guard our focus. For me, I definitely have a hard time guarding my focus. Especially seeing that I'm still grieving. I went through so much in such a short period of time. I never really took time to grieve. From almost losing my life twice. I almost lost my life in a house fire. I barely escaped a house fire. I barely escaped a car accident, which I still have damage from. Mentally and physically. I never even took time to deal with that or address that. I just kept going. My mom died. So, and when I say I took care of my mom, I'm not talking about, oh, I went to her house, once a week to see how she was doing. No. Daily care. Like 8 o'clock medication, 10 o'clock bed, 3 o'clock changing her bed sheets and putting down new chucks on the bed. 4 o'clock turning her over to make sure that she doesn't, I put silver cream on her butt and her legs and her thighs so that she doesn't get sores. And I make sure that she's medicated and that she feels well, making sure that she's eating. Because one day she wants to eat salads. The next day she don't like salad. One day she want to eat tuna fish. The next day it makes her sick. One day she's nauseous and throwing up. The next day she want to eat potato chips. And not even though she's not supposed to have potato chips, you let her eat the damn potato chips because she ain't ate in 3 days. That's the kind of taking care of I'm talking about. Until you've actually had to go through something to get to where you are, it's really difficult to understand what it means to guard your focus. Because it's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, well, just guard your focus. Ignore that. Why are you feeding into that? You're making it worse. Why are you paying attention to that? Right? When you got somebody sitting here like this, they doing this to you all day. Like, hey, this is your head. And somebody just doing like this. All day, every day. And then another person, and you just standing there, and they just doing like this. All day. And then somebody's like, well, just ignore it. And they just, well, why are you paying attention to it? You understand? That's kind of how life happens to us. Where it won't just be one thing. It'll be like several things. It'll seem like will come all at once. I'm sorry about the rain, y'all. But I'm in the car. It started raining. I'm about to wrap it up. But I just want you to feel encouraged. If somebody makes you feel like you have to minimize who you are and you have to hide your talents, I don't think that's very fair for you to do that, because sometimes your talents are not about you. Very rarely are the gifts that we've been given about us. 9 times out of 10, our gifts that we have been given are to help someone else. And I know in today's society, where it's a self society, it's all about you, it's all about what you got going on, you don't care about other people. I know that's kind of hard to comprehend. I mean, for me, the first thing I want to do is be like, oh, I'm all about myself. I just care about myself. I don't care about anybody else. But that's not the case. I absolutely care about people, sometimes to a fault. Even when it's my enemy, I'm like, Lord, help this person. Whatever is making them miserable in their life, if they in pain, help them, heal them, make them whole. You know, that's my thought process. Damn, I really am tired of this. But at the same time, you know what? Heal this person. That's just how I think. And you know, somebody else will look at you and be like, damn, like, they'll look at that in a negative way. But that's how God made me. And God made you the way you are for a purpose and for a reason. And that purpose and that reason is not to minimize yourself and sit back in a corner because you're afraid that the moment that you step out and do something great, somebody's going to attack you. Let me just tell you right now, sis, they're going to attack you. Not only are they going to attack you, they're going to spread lies about you. They're going to attack you. They're going to try to throw the rock and hide the hand. They're going to try to antagonize you. There's going to be people defaming you. There's going to be people who come and try to make you feel less than who you are. But something that somebody told me, that at the time that they told me, it kind of hurt my feelings. But it's the truth, and that is self-esteem is esteem of yourself, right? Just like Cat Williams said in a joke. But it means you're responsible for the way you feel about you. And it's not fair for you to minimize who you are. I mean, look at what you've been through to be who you are. Nobody just woke up and was like, oh, I'm this great, amazing person. And why are you wasting your time trying to say, oh, no, I can't wear, like, I mean, there's been times, like, for example, like, those, like, I bought those Louis Vuitton earrings. I budgeted and I saved for those earrings for a long time. I had, anybody who knows me knows, especially if you're in Patreon, you know, like, what I do to budget and how my budget works. When I want something, I'm going to save for that for a long time. If it's $2 a month, if it's $6 a month, if I want something, I'm going to budget and budget. I will get an additional job to fund a habit. If I like to shop, okay, you know what? I need a new job. I need another job. I need to get another job. I need to work. You know, like, I knew that I wanted to tithe what my income used to be. That's one of my goals, is to tithe, not just into the church, but into people, right? I want to tithe into people, and I want to pour into people's lives. And I asked God, put me in a position where not only can I help people and make people's lives better, but I can pour into them, not just with my words, but with my actions. If somebody comes and say, girl, I'm getting my lights cut off, or somebody who came and said, oh, me and my husband lost our job, or my husband got COVID, or my mom has cancer and she's dying, whether it's $20 or it's $150, or hey, I've got, you know, or if someone comes and says, oh, I got this and I got that. No matter what, I feel like no matter like how you feel about that person, you should be able to give. That's just who I am. And it makes me happy to be able to help people and not just talk about it, but actually walk in that. And I feel like it's not fair to those people who may need help just because I'm in my feelings to say, well, fuck it, I ain't helping nobody. If all I'm gonna get is ostracized, and you're gonna be, it's like people so easily can look at your flaws and just because they're insecure about themselves, they want to make sure that everybody sees your flaws. But my thing is with me, I talk about my flaws. I'm transparent about my flaws. I know who I am, and it's something you can't take that from me. I'm a hard-working person. I am one of the hardest working content creators, because a lot of people, they just do one thing. Either they're doing content on YouTube, or they're doing TikTok, or they're not working no full-time job. They're not still going to school. They're not taking care of another individual. I took care of my mom until her last breath. I'm proud of that. While maintaining a job. Not a career, granted. But I mean, you know what? While I work for Bacardi, or while I work with Southern Glacier, you know what? I don't regret working there. That job served me for the time it was supposed to serve me. And then when I moved from working there, doing, you know, account management there, and now, you know, going into insurance, I love that field. I love being in risk management. I love being in underwriting. I love my work. I feel like it served me. It helped me to do this even. I learned skills from working those jobs, because you know how some people will say, well, I feel like, and even like if I made the comment earlier about, okay, you really are an artist, or you know that you really are gifted at music, or you're really gifted at journalism, or you have a gift, but you feel like every time you work in your gift, something bad happens. That's because you know that your gift is supposed to free someone, right? So you may be over here working at Walmart when you really supposed to be, maybe you do custom artwork and portraits, or maybe like, you know, I'm working in insurance because that's what I'm good at, right? But like I said, even if you are working at Walmart and you but you really have a heart for creativeness, there's some skill that you're learning at Walmart that's going to help your talent. But you don't just minimalize yourself and say, oh, I'm just this person. Because that's people will do you like that. People love to they're unhappy with themselves, and they love to minimalize you to make themselves feel better about who they are. As long as you are great, that makes them feel less than. So, but why would you want to be less than great to make someone else feel better? No. You got to be great, because from a place of greatness, you can pull somebody else up with you. You can't pull somebody else with you if you're not operating in your talent. Come on now. I'm just saying. I just want you to think about that. Operating your talent. Don't be afraid to put somebody else up with you. Don't be ashamed, and don't feel like you have to hide your talent. And I'm going to not be doing that. I'm not going to minimize who I am to make myself more palatable for people. It's not going to happen. I feel like the people that I'm supposed to help, and the people that are supposed to receive me the way that they're supposed to receive me, will receive me just the way I am, as is. I'm not going to be someone that I'm not to be more receptive. And I don't think you should hide your talent and who you really are just to make someone feel better about you, right? So listen, I really want to know if you've ever felt like you had to minimalize who you are, or play dumb, or try not to be as pretty, or try to hide yourself in the background just to escape being ridiculed. If you ever felt like that, please let me know down below in the comments. I hope that this chat will encourage you. If you're a creative person, follow your dreams. Listen, y'all, if the Roro have taught us anything, it's that you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's a lot going on in this world today. And I charge you to concentrate on those things that are going to make you a better person tomorrow. Think about your future. Think about the positive things that can come of your life. Monetize your pain. Monetize your mess. Monetize where you've come from. You don't have to minimalize yourself, because that has nothing to do with self-esteem or self-worth. And just because somebody says something about you over and over again, it doesn't make it true. They know it's not true, and you know it's not true. They know it's a lie when they tell it. They don't even know why they lying. They just lying because they just, that's where their head is at. But you can't stop your talent based on whether you're accepted or not. Sometimes you have to be set apart, and when you're set apart, you get picked on. I love you. Listen, get your tickets for the retreat. We have about 10 tickets left, and we will be sold out. If you have any questions, email my team. It's missamor.team@gmail.com. If you have questions and are concerns, I will make sure that I put the We Travel information down below in the description. The best way, if you are coming to the retreat, what I will recommend you do is to fly directly into the shores, instead of trying to go to Orlando and then drive to Daytona. That's a lot. Fly a connecting flight. So either out of Charlotte or Atlanta. Now, you do Atlanta if you want to. Because I gotta lose weight before I walk around Atlanta airport. Because they always be having the gates too far from each other. But you want to fly out of, like, a connection out of Charlotte. If you're not an experienced traveler, like if maybe you haven't traveled a lot, I would recommend you take a connection flight out of Charlotte to Daytona in order to go to the retreat. If you're an experienced traveler and you know how to get on a plane, get your stuff, rent your car and drive, then I can say, hey, go out of Atlanta or fly from anywhere into Orlando and then drive the 45 minutes to Daytona. If you are because that traffic, that I-4 traffic is a whole nother beast, okay? But get your tickets for the retreat. We're loving to host you. We have beautiful things that we are preparing. We're going on vacation together. It's going to be epic. It's going to be, for me, life-changing. No longer am I worried about being invited to the table. I'm creating that table, and I'm super, super excited about it. So definitely go ahead and get your tickets. There is a payment plan. If you have any questions, email my team because they're handling that. And I love you guys to the moon and back. Don't hide your talents. It is what it is, girl. We out here. It is what it is. We got to do what we got to do. You're creative. You were set apart for a reason. And I know some of the shit you go through you don't understand. And I know some of the shit that you go through is extremely hurtful. And I know that you feel like you have to be, that you can't be vulnerable because you've been strong for so long. If you are a single mom and you have kids and maybe you feel like no one understands, and maybe you feel like you got a lot riding on the decision, because it's like people don't understand. When you've got more than just yourself that depends on you, that makes a difference on how you move in life. When you're not the only one who depends on you. So I understand, girl. But listen, it doesn't matter if you didn't graduate from high school. It doesn't matter if you had kids at a young age. None of that matters. What matters is that you are set apart, you're talented, and you don't have to hide your talent. Be yourself. Be prepared for people to hate you. Because listen, they hate themselves. So just be prepared. But that doesn't mean that you stop. Keep going. Take the time that you need to pull it together. Keep going. You got this. Do not hide your talents. Perfect your craft. Perfect it. Spend time while you working at Walmart, stocking shelves. Maybe you can have your phone And if you're a pianist or a musician, maybe you can be listening to music. Maybe you can be watching people do a different art technique. Maybe you can be learning more about the exact thing that you want to do. Listen, for the last 2 years, I did not listen, y'all. Chris will tell you, on my lunch break, I never use my lunch break for lunch. I use my lunch break at work to do YouTube videos, because I was passionate and I knew this is what I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to be a representation, and I knew I wanted to encourage plus size women all over the world to live their life and live their best life, and to show people that you can be, you can be abandoned and not have a father in your life. You can be a caretaker and have you can be a caregiver and have that person die and come back from that. You can almost die in a fire and still live. You can get in a car accident, head-on collision, right? And somebody hit you in the back. Have you ever seen that? Somebody hit you in the back, throw you up towards oncoming traffic, and you walk away just missing teeth? Where does that happen? You still walking? That don't happen. I've been through worse things. Sometimes courage is a muscle, and it's got to be stretched a little bit. We got to work it out, and you have to have the courage to keep on going when life wants you to give up. Listen, I love you guys. I'm not preaching at you. I'm encouraging you. Have a great week. I know it's a lot going on. Listen, I really want to celebrate Black History Month with some great creators and also people who own businesses and stuff like that. So if you are curious and you have a business, y'all, come on, y'all. Let's support our Black people. Let's support minority-owned businesses. Let's support our sisters out here moving and shaking and doing the damn thing. It don't matter if you have 500 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, if you got followings on Instagram. Listen, we almost at 100K, girl. I've had almost, not quite, but almost, I think 13 million views since I started doing YouTube. I started doing YouTube, in 2020? We're in 2022. I've had about almost, I want to say it's like 12.5 million views. I'm not sure. I haven't checked today, but it's almost 13 million views, and we're almost at 100,000 subscribers. I'm super, super excited about that. It just means that, hey, this is a proven concept, and I found my tribe. And if I can do this, you guys, out of all that I've been through, just to sit here and encourage you guys, that's all I tried to do. And if I can do it, you can do it. So go forth, be great. Let's support Black-owned businesses. Let's support minority creators. Make sure you send an email to my team. Please give at least 72 hours, because like I said, there's only like 8 members on my board. So I have a board that helps me to make all of my decisions, from how much to charge for the retreat, to what exactly to include, to what kind of stuff we do together, our Patreon stuff. It's not just me that's making decisions. So I got a team, and sometimes you need that. You need that extra support. So give us 72 hours, because we have a lot of stuff going on right now at once. So if you send an email, and make sure that you check your spam also for the response, okay? But anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. I done tried to say bye 5 times. Thank you so much for watching. Be encouraged. Have an amazing day. They want me to come on because it is now almost 2 o'clock. I have a meeting at 2:30, and all I've had was that yogurt, and I got to go fix him something to eat. I love you guys. Bye.